It is Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday puzzle today, so it shouldn't be too difficult. A little bit, it may or may not be a step up from yesterday's puzzle. We'll just have to see. Often the Monday and Tuesday puzzles are of very similar challenge level, and this potentially similarly challenged New York Times Crossword Daily Solve edition has been brought to us by Ryan Eves, Connor O'Neill, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Shoalmaster. So thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support in sustaining this channel and this series. I do very much appreciate it. And if you'd like to join their ranks as a benefactor and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, you can find that at patreon.com/dailysolve. And if you become a patron at any level, of course, you can get access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And there's a link at patreon.com/dailysolve. Well, that link is in the description field underneath the video. And you can subscribe also in a link in the description field to the Daily Solve Discord chat server. Nice friendly community. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the videos and so on. All right, let's get on to today's puzzle. It was constructed by Wendy L. Brands, who's constructed, I think, a small handful of puzzles, a few puzzles, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving. Moth's cocoon phase is, what is that called? Is that the pupa? Pupae, plural, I think? No, not papa. Let's see. Oh, I just noticed this one. Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I know that's the name of a town. So I was going to check the downs on this, and I happened to see that clue. All right. One sampling public opinion is a poller. You usually hear the phrase pollster, but let's see. Let's look at the crosses on this. Blog feed initials. Well, it could be RSS, which is a sort of syndication syntax that's used I guess actually these days most commonly for podcasts. Okay, some movers, U-Haul trucks maybe. U-Haul truck rental company. And a sign between Aquarius and Aries is... Why have I not just learned the signs? What is it? Pisces? I have no idea if that's between Aquarius and Aries, but it fits the crosses. Words of sudden recognition. I know. Words of sudden recognition. I remember. I'm not sure. 1971 film about coming of age in a small one-cinema Texas town with The Last Picture Show. Is that Peter Bogdanovich film, maybe? I'm not 100% certain about that. Let's look at right, here's our theme clue. Part of a blackjack dealer's ritual, or what the answer is doing vis-a-vis the answers to the starred clues. Cutting the deck? No. I really thought that's what it was going to be. It must be that somehow. What are some of these other things? Sorry, I'm just going to skip to doing the theme because I want to know what's going on. Eloquence said to be acquired by kissing the Blarney Stone. Is it the gift of gab? That looks like cutting, doesn't it? Exams that value analysis and understanding more than rote memorization. Oh. Oral exams, maybe? Or written exams? Written essays? I don't know. I'm not very confident about that. What else? Van Morrison's song aptly featured in An American Werewolf in London. I've seen this film, I think, twice, actually. So, what is it? Oh, Blue, is it? No, it's not Blue Moon. That's not Van Morrison. The song is in the film. I was trying to just think if... Moon dance. It's a Wonderful Night for a Moon Dance. That's in that film. I didn't even realize that was Van Morrison. So, Cutting the Cards, maybe. There it is. Okay, Cutting the Cards. Right. Should have just thought of that as an alternative to cutting the deck. Okay, so what about this one then? Owning as an achievement. Oof. Not sure. Internalizing or taking on board. I don't know. Sloth for one. A sin, one of the 7 deadly sins. And name hidden in margin of error is Gino, I suppose. It's a bit of a cheat because error is not involved at all, just margin of in that. Take the edge off in a way. Sand, you could sand the edges of something. Chinese dialect spoken mainly in Hunan province. I'm not sure offhand. That's annoying. I wish I just knew that off the top of my head. Don't think I do. Marked as a ballot is X'd in or something. Looks plausible. Slightly weird, but what about this? Assigned letter evaluations to as term papers. Graded. Graded the term papers. Graded the thing that I thought maybe was the answer to this question. We'll come back to that in a moment because it looks like we have some crosses here. To filt garnet is a gem, and ish could be or so, not Oreo as I thought it might be when I just saw the unclued letters. Blank doble, Spanish two-step, paso doble, Spanish two-step dance, I suppose, and nail polish brand with a mint candy apple shade. Essie? I don't know. I don't think I'm familiar with this brand. Oh, Open Note. Right. Open Note tests. I don't know that I've ever even taken an Open Note test in my life, but I'm aware of the concept. You have notes available, whereas obviously in the case of most exams, you're not allowed to have any materials with you. So, right, the idea is that these don't, it's not a question of whether you memorized all the facts, but rather how you sort of synthesize and analyze and explain them or however, I don't know, whatever they're asking you to do. Okay, this looks like Zhang, maybe XI, I would bet this is. Tired, maybe not. That doesn't look very, maybe Zhang with an H. Tired phase. Something to do with tires, maybe, because of the question mark. Let's come back to it. Right blank LGA and JFK's location. They're in New York City airports, LaGuardia and John F. Kennedy International Airport. Actress Taylor-Joy of The Queen's Gambit, Anya Taylor-Joy, oops. And right something. I think this is a trickier puzzle than yesterday's. Language in Delhi would be Hindi, of course. There we go. And Land of the Blarney Stone. Didn't we just have? Yes, we had eloquence said to be acquired by kissing the Blarney Stone. So Ira for Ireland. And then pitcher's stat is ERA is something. It's sort of, what is it? Earned run average or something like that. I'm sure I'm getting that wrong in some respect, but it's, I don't know, something vaguely like that maybe. What about this? Sicilian volcano, Etna, Mount Etna. And origin of the words jasmine and julep. Oh, they must be from Farsi, Persian. And that's interesting. Jasmine and julep. That's real. Jasmine sort of makes sense, but julep isn't. I mean, it's not that it doesn't make sense. I just didn't know that. That's interesting. Summer pest could be a gnat, and chimes in with is adds a remark to a conversation maybe. Tournament advantage is a buy game maybe. And then a major online brokerage is E-Trade. Named back when that was enough to indicate when there were so few companies doing the thing you're doing online, that in itself could be your entire identity. Okay, lustful informally, Randy. There we go, lustful. And like most bulk mail, it is pre-sorted. There we go. At the, I don't know, Mail Depot, I guess. Fleur de lis in French. And gritty residue in a chimenea. Chimenea? This, I guess this is something, this is related to a chimney, I suppose. Ash. What is I don't know what this particular word is. Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. Home to Homeland in brief. That was a television program that aired on Showtime. SHO for short. And Hem's partner in hesitation is Haw, Hem and Haw. And an unwanted effect in Olympic diving is a splash. I guess you want to minimize your splash in Olympic level diving. And country singer Yearwood, Trisha Yearwood, I've certainly heard of. Didn't know it was spelled with a Y. Is it spelled with a Y? Maybe it's this. Fleur de lis. Maybe it is. I think I might have misspelled that with that Y initially. I think this is probably Trisha with a Y, with an I, and Fleur de lis with an I. Yeah, I think I just misremembered the spelling. Okay, swagger like Jaggers say, like Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones, strut, and therefore thus, letters on old TV dials, UHF, ultra high frequency, I want to say. Okay, let's see. Words of sudden recognition. Oh, I know you. Oh. Right. We're cutting the cards here. So we're cutting things down, or what? Sorry, I thought I understood what was going on, but the rest of these don't seem to do anything like that. Oh, this isn't even one of the theme answers. Oh, it's you. Sorry, that was completely incorrect. That was just off on some totally unrelated sort of Rebus-esque theme supposition, but completely irrelevant. So initials in Congress beginning in 2019, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the congressperson from the United States, and it's like Cheaton is lion. And we're matching the I mean, this is probably obvious, but we're just matching the answer to the clue in terms of it being contracted in this particular way. Okay, one named satirist of ancient Greece is Lucian. Is it L-I-N or L-E-N? I recognize the name for sure, but tiff could be a spat, an argument. So there we go, it's an A. And a garret is an attic in a house, for instance. Sent to Washington, say, to elect somebody, a congressperson, for instance. And I think we've seen everything else around here. Yeah, okay, let's keep going. Tired phase, right, I wasn't sure about that. We'll come back to it. Popular New Year's resolution. I don't know, exercise or fitness or something. Those are pretty common New Year's resolutions. Or diet, or I don't know. Scram, get, or in a sort of dialect could be git. Let's look down. Galaxy alternative. Maybe it is git. Galaxy alternative. Galaxy, I think, is an Android iPhone brand. So iPhone could be an alternative to that. Or an Android smartphone brand. Sorry, not iPhone brand. And then blank nothing holding me back. 2017 hit by Shawn Mendes. I don't know, but just with that T, I assume it's theirs. There's nothing holding me back. I mean, that seems very plausible. NBA star Curry is Steph Curry of Golden State Warriors, and maybe it is get fit. Okay, popular New Year's resolution, get fit. I think that might be correct. Careless or carefree is blithe. Acted blithely in a careless or carefree manner. Noble designation could be a title if you made a lord or a baroness or something. And reached base in a cloud of dust, say. Reached base in a cloud of dust. Oh, baseball? Slid into base? Kicking up a cloud of dust? That must be it. And then yearly celebration for short is, I don't know. Unagi, e.g., is eel in Japanese cuisine. And crafty is sly. And yearly, B-Day, birthday, right. Okay, that was very straightforward. College applicants concern is the deadline. Sure. Also, many people's concerns all of the time. Owning as an achievement is taking credit for. Okay, what is going on? Oh, credit card. Right, we're cutting the card. Sorry about that. If you're way ahead of me on this, I'm sure many of you were. I apologize. So, note card and a gift card and a picture card. All of these are cards that have been cut by this central answer, which both performs the function and explains itself, reveals itself in so doing. So that's there we go, a nice simple theme there, and took me absolutely ages to understand its nature. So anyway, let's keep going. Right angle. Okay, right. I was thinking right angry. What does that mean? No, right angle, 90-degree angle. And like some long trains, could be long trains of a dress, a bridal gown, maybe? Bridal train? There we go. That could be it. I mean, obviously, my first thought was trains as in passenger trains or freight trains or something like that. But then I thought, I bet it's being cute. I bet it's being a bit misdirecting. And it was. Longtime channel for Samantha B. It must be TBES, which is a channel in the US. And Rainbow for One is an arc of rainbows, of course, in the shape of an arc. A Cassius cocktail is Kier. So that is a cocktail that involves what is it? Blackberry liqueur, and then you'll have champagne in a Kier as well, right? Okay, Or's partner in frozen foods. Oh, right, Ida, the frozen foods brand for Oregon and Idaho. And abrasion is a scrape, so you have a bit of an abrasion, a bit of a scrape, and tired face. Oh, tired phrase, not tired phase. Oh, and I spelled open note test as opine note tests, so it was completely incorrect. So I need a nap. There we go. This was my original thought, not my original thought, but the thought I had with some crosses, which was Zhang with an I. And then I need a nap, and Essie is indeed the nail polish brand. And there we go. All right, that I found to be a tricky puzzle for a Tuesday, I would say. No overriding reason why, just struggled with some of the answers here and there. And that's enough to do it. And also, for some reason, it took me ages. Well, it took me ages both to figure out how to fill out the revealer, and there wasn't anything sneaky going on. It was just cutting the cards rather than cutting the deck, and I couldn't find my way to that straightforward answer. And then it took me until I think maybe filled out all, possibly. I think I'd filled out essentially all. I don't know if I had one or two cells, but I think everything had been filled out thematically, and it took me until the end to understand that credit is a type of card being cut by the central revealer, which of course is also cutting the grid in half, which is a nice touch by the constructor, Wendy L. Brands. And so there we have it, our last picture show, cutting our picture card, our gift of gab, cutting our gift card, our open note tests, cutting our note cards, our moon dance, cutting our dance cards. Oh, I forgot to look at that one earlier. And finally, taking credit for cutting our credit cards, the one that finally gave me the theme. And there we go. That's that for today's puzzle. A nice fun Tuesday puzzle. And yes, as I say, a little trickier for me than yesterday, both in terms of the fill and the theme. So let's move on to a few clues from yesterday's puzzle. I did earmark a few. So what do we have? Oh, this is a repeated mistake I've been making, so I'm glad I've been reminded to correct this. The F and Crow explains tiny pronunciation note. The word spelled Llano is actually pronounced llano. It's not a hard and fast rule, but in words originated in Spanish, double L is often pronounced like a Y. And of course, this is the kind of thing that I know, but because I'm not confident in Spanish and don't speak Spanish, I second guess myself back and forth and then eventually end up doing it wrong. It's a common, certainly had that experience with languages in the past on these videos where I'll sort of run myself into a loop and then sort of do it wrong. And then once I've done it wrong a few times, I'll kind of crystallize it in my mind. But yes, pretty grievous mistakes. Thank you for pointing that out. It also has come up in the plus word a couple of weeks ago, and I think maybe another New York Times crossword recently, so I'm glad to have been corrected. Thank you for that. Okay, Mark Owens explains the XFL tried to make a comeback. This is the, I guess, Extreme Football League, I suppose, is probably what that stands for. Tried to make a comeback in 2020 and promptly failed, largely in part to the COVID outbreak. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson then, among others, bought the league from Vince McMahon, and they are attempting a new season beginning in February 2023. So I guess good luck to them with their impending additional reboot. Lever Capital Partners explains AOL was purchased a long time ago by Time Warner, who's based in New York City, the two towers at Columbus Center. Oh, and that's signed Adam. So Adam is the person who left that comment. And that makes sense, that because I was, I think, musing yesterday about the identity of AOL as a New York City-based company, which wasn't something that seemed obvious to me. But it, yes, of course, if that is true, they merged with Time Warner, and that's a New York City-based company, so there we go. Okay, Stephen Giblin and I think Gary Britton maybe also corrected me about 55 across, ATT, which in American football stands for attempts, not attacks, as I sort of, I guess I kind of just thought maybe that's what it might stand for and then decided it's what it was without thinking about it too hard, because I just have such little knowledge about American football. But anyway, yes, Stephen Giblin says, in American football, ATT stands for quarterbacks pass attempts. So there we go. And that's that. So that is the puzzle for Tuesday, November 22nd. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's that for today's video. I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday crossword, midweek crossword, midweek difficulty. So come and join me for that. Hope you do. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday. Take care.